It's a video relating to South Dakota, People's Voice, South Dakota, and Georgia criminalizing key Bible teachings under the A laws. New legislation enacted in South Dakota and Georgia has criminalized important Bible teachings under the guise of protecting the J people from relating to AS. All right, Governors Christine Nomi and Brian Kemp pretty much codified signing the bill into law for the state purposes of the relating to the IHRA, which is the International Holocaust Remembrance Association. However, the A laws do not just make it illegal to use symbols and images associated with the A laws to criticize certain people, but they also make a criminal offense to preach key parts of the Bible that could be offensive to a certain people. That's what that goes to. I'm going to read Matthew 27:24. When Pilate saw that he could not prevail, so he couldn't, he couldn't win. Nothing but rather a tumult was made relating to the multitude of people. He took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, "I'm innocent of the blood of this just man. So see ye to it, man." And that goes to the multitude who pre-offered him up to be ultimately crucified by the authorities, man. But it was his own people, man. Scripture talks about he knew that they gave him up because they envied him, man. So they were jealous of him. They hate him because he was a righteous man, man. Scripture talks about a prophet is not respected among his own kind, among his own kin, his own brother, his own kind, man. So because they offered him up, they were jealous and envy because he was a righteous man, man. And then he answered all the people and said, "His blood will be on our hands and our children's hands." That relates to them, man. So that blood's going to be on their hands. We're talking about Scripture talks about nothing new under the sun. Certain things are going to be required. Past is required, man. So a pass is going to be required related to that blood, man. They're going to have to pay for that judgment, man. That's what that goes to. And this goes to the people, his own people, pre-offered him up so he could be crucified by the authorities, man. Scripture talks about Revelations 1:9. All shall see him, even ones that pierced him, man. Ones who offered him up to be offered up as an offering to be pierced, man. That's both the Israelites, which are the 2/3, the multitude, the great multitude of people, the scribes and the Sadducees and the Pharisees, man, and the ones who actually crucified him, which would be the ones in authority, man. In Georgia and South Dakota are now only states in the U.S. legislating against the Bible teachings of Christianity. This goes to the famine of the word, which I'll read. Pretty much IHRA definition of AS to codify about 35 states and plus of 91 U.S. states and municipalities, the U.S. State Department, and U.S. President Joe Biden national strategy to combat against the AS, man. So it's to protect certain people so they won't be offended by certain things, especially according to certain key Bible verses and scriptures, man. And this relates to the governors relating to that respectfully bill codified and make it into law, man. That's what that goes to. This is yet more evidence of the U.S. would be in better shape if this legislation familiarized themselves with teachings of the Holy Bible. In the last 2 years, a startling number of Christians have suffered at the hands of those who oppose their beliefs. We know the Christian persecution. We know that, prophets always suffered, man. They had a tough life and suffered, man, for the gospel's sake. Scripture talks about, they hated you. Before they hated you, they hated me, man. But they hated me because because you coming in my name. You know what I mean? You coming under how about Shemir Shah, man? So they're going to hate you, man. And they also hated the one that sent him. You know what I mean? So get some other scriptures. We say in the last 2 years, startling numbers Christians have suffered the hand. Yeah, around the world, churches have been torched, bombed, defaced, and that goes to protection of them, man, for their faith. You know what I mean? The synagogues and different things been vandalized and different things, and through history, Christians always been persecuted related to their faith, man. You know what I mean? And the real Christians are really the disciples, man. The ones who are teaching in the steed relating to Yahweh Shem Yashah. You know what I mean? Because they didn't infer themselves as Christians, man. You know what I mean? They didn't refer themselves as that, man. Let's go to read some scriptures real quick. People in Antioch, they called them, you know what I mean, under that in the city, you know what I mean, but they never refer themselves to that. And I believe the saints would be appropriate, you know what I mean, but they didn't refer themselves to that, Christians. Amos 8 and 11. Let's get that real quick.
Oh, you're one? Go ride the one.
8 and 11. The time is coming when I will send famine in the land. The people will be hungry, but not for bread. They will be thirsty, but not for water. They will be hungry and thirst for the message from the Lord. So it's the truth and knowledge they'll be hungry for, the spiritual truth and knowledge, which will be equivalent to bread and water, man, the spiritual bread and water. 12, people will wander from the Dead Sea to the Mediterranean, the east, the west, and then around the north to the east. They will look everywhere for the message from the Lord, but they will not find it. So they're not going to find it, man. They're going to look to and fro, relating to that knowledge, but they're not going to find it because they want to know answers, especially in the times that's going to come in that time, because a lot of things are going to be happening. They're going to have a lot of questions, but no one's going to be able to give them answers to what they really want as far as answering their questions. You know what I mean? Pretty much they want to know what's going on in that time, so they're not going to be able to find the answers to the questions they're asking. So let's go to let's go a quick lesson. Daniel 7 and 25. Just a few scriptures real quick, something short. He will speak against the supreme God and oppress God's people. That goes to wear out the saints, man. And he will speak against the supreme God and oppress God's people. And he will try to change the religious laws and festivals, and God's people will be under his power for 3.5 years. And that goes to really, he will change times and laws, until dividing of time, you know what I mean? Change times and laws, and that's what he's doing, man. He's changing laws and stuff, man. You know what I mean? Relating to whether through forms of guise of bills and statutes, man. Trying to change the dynamic of relating to freedom of speech, freedom of expression, to express relating to your religion, freedom of assembly to assemble to express relating to your freedom of religion, and just freedom of religion. He's taking it away. You know what I mean? So he is changing the laws religiously and otherwise, man. Isaiah 10:1. Woe to you that write unrighteous decrees and grievous to whom they prescribe. And relating to the poor of my people and different things. 10:1 and 2 of Isaiah, man. So they're grievous, man. You know what I mean? So parts of these certain bills and statutes that are grievous to the majority of the people, man. You know what I mean? They're not to their benefit. I'm going to go to 8 and 25 real quick. 26, and the heavenly court will sit and judge and take his power and destroy him completely. 12:7, Revelations. 2nd Ezra 11:13. Ultimately, he's going to destroy him by hand, man. Defeats, man. You know, he's going to destroy the ones in the position of power. He set one down. 75:7 of Psalms, man. He set one up, you take one down, man. You know what I mean? So, let me see. Let me go to Daniel's 8 real quick. And 25. Because he is cunning, he will succeed in his deceitful ways. That goes to he'll make craft to prosper. You know what I mean? He'll make craft to prosper. And that craft goes to building, and through that building of relating to certain things relating to guise of laws and different things, he's going to build it into where it's going to be prosper, but it's going to destroy many. It's going to be grievous and destroy many, man, relating to these things. Let me read it. Because he is cunning, and that cunning goes to the craft relating to the building of scripture talks about Proverbs 4. Let me get it. I think it's 4 and 16. The wicked people cannot sleep unless, let me say, 4 and 16. Wicked people cannot sleep unless they have done something wrong. They lie awake unless they have hurt someone. Wickedness and violence are like food and drink. The scripture talks about they make a diligent search. You know what I mean? Let me get that one real quick. So they don't rest until they accomplish their purpose, man. Here we go. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. That part of diligent search is investigating, make inquiry on how they're going to ultimately implement so it be effective in what they're trying to do. Both their inward thoughts into their mind, and every one of them in their heart is deep. So their heart is very deep, relating to especially fulfilling their objective, man. Scripture talks about he deviseth. Let me get Proverbs 24. his heart study of destruction. Part of that is related to the diligent search, investigate, research, then formulate it in research, formulate it in how he's going to ultimately gather his information to do certain things, man. That's why his heart is deep, because his mind is focused on gathering intel, in a matter of speaking, so he can fulfill his purpose, man, fulfill his will, man. You know what I mean? For his heart study of destruction, his lips talk of mischief, which is deceit. Number 8. He devises goes to plan and scheming, so that's part of that. Ultimately, to devise, plan, scheme, that's part of that craft as well. He's devising, implement, and then he's going to make it go in effect, man. He's going to bring it to effect. He that devises to do evil shall be called what? Mischievous person, man. A mischievous person, man. Mischief, it goes to one to do harm, or to do harm or even serious harm. You know what I mean? So it's not in the interest, as Scripture says, through his law. In this case, he's doing it through his laws, the statutes, bills, and decrees. And the guise goes to pretty much disguise, man. A facade or outward appearance or front in the form of bills and laws and different statutes, man. You know what I mean? To where they're going to be grievous to majority of people and even destroy many which they're prescribed, man. So that's just a few scriptures, man. Because the famine of the word, man, that's what that goes to, the famine of the word. You know what I mean? Set it in. I don't want to make this too long, so here we go, that scripture. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus for Saul, and when he had found him and brought him into Antioch, and he came into pass the whole year, and they assembled themselves with the church body and taught much people. And disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. So that's what the people called them there. You know what I mean? But they didn't refer themselves as that, man. Modern day Antioch would be, let me see, according to this would be southern Turkey, northern Syria border, Hatay province of Turkey, relating to that, Orontes rivers, all Asia connected to the Mediterranean Sea. So the real Christians are the prophets, the believers, man, in this truth, man. This being said, this is something short. I'm going to give all praise Yahweh, Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Rakakadash. I hope this helps in some way. Honors the elders, apostles, men, and truthful and down like-minded who teach this truth of knowledge, so we know this truth of knowledge. That the Wadi Bashem shall put his spirit, elders, apostles, men, and truthful and down like-minded ones, so we know this truth of knowledge. So we know this truth of knowledge. And call Yah Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Rakakadash. I'll give all praise Yah Bashem Yoshai, Bashem Rakakadash. I hope it helps. This is Zayah Wolf Shalom.